Here's Flagler, kicks it underneath. That's stolen. Farabello, long outlet. Miles ahead of the field for the stuff. Shoots another three. Through the starting five for TCU. Again, it's been 18 days since they played due to a COVID pause. Miles banks in a three and has a smile on his face.
Miles can knock down that shot, but there he got the break. Banks staying open late on Saturday, Mark.
Open on weekends. That's up and a three for Akinjo, who responds. We'll see how he responds in Baylor's third conference game of the season today. Akinjo kicks it. Brown reverses and scores, and there's a TCU ball.
We're very fortunate to get that back, but you saw the nice cut by Brown.
One of those, he made three-point shot. PV kicks it to the corner. That's an open three from Farabello, just a little bit long.
And Farabello can knock that shot down.
Sohan adjusts and scores with the left hand off the glass.
Sohan does a great job of getting wherever he needs to be without the ball. His teammates do a good job of finding him. You've got to guard Sohan in transition because he finds open spaces.
Catch and shoot three, and Miles has his second made three already today.
Well, this is the game.
It's Peavy.
Well, Sohan there, you see the rim run. You get there late, forces you to pay. And then, of course, Miles, you better get up on him because he can knock it down as well. And you think, why is Everyday John taking corner, the O'Bannon miss? You'll take it if you're TCU. Those are good, clean looks.
Here's Flagler, kicks it underneath. That's stolen. Farabello, long outlet. Miles ahead of the field for the stuff.
Sneaky athletic. You get the turnover, you can't change sides of the floor, there's no one there. And how about turning that defense into offense that quickly? If you're gonna beat a championship level team like a Baylor, you've got to play aggressive, and that's exactly what TCU is
this year, including 4 games of 20 or more points. Flagler pulls up, 17-footer, splash.
And that's a good day for him against these Baylor Bears. Let your stars be stars.
Akinjo, that's a three, got it. For Akinjo,
is just as athletic as Everyday John. You've got to watch him on the offensive boards.
A little bit long on the three from Meyer. Baylor now 3 of 7 3-point shooting, hesitating, and nicely done by Emmanuel Miller to let the defender go flying by.
And Coach Drew rightfully calling for a travel. Now the refs allowing the little hop, skip, and the jump for the finish.
First lead for TCU does not last long.
Internally, Akinjo has no breaks. He's going to keep pressing you and pressing you at either end of the floor. You got to turn up the intensity on him when you're guarding him, especially in scoring position.
Here is Akinjo, who has 8 points. Shoots another three, and that's
and doing an excellent job for the Baylor Bears.
So Akinjo has scored the last 7 points for Baylor. And again, as Lance mentioned, the officiating crew went to the monitor at the break and said that was a 2, not a 3. And here's Akinjo continuing his own personal run. He's now scored the last 9 for Baylor, and they up it to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, he's basically taken over this game at either end. He's either stealing the ball or scoring the ball or making assists. The game is literally in his hands. His pass.
He just got a rebound and an assist on that sequence right there.
He's literally responding.
TCU trying to respond in some fashion. It's Baylor suddenly opened up an 8-point lead. There's a response from Miles.
Yeah, and what happened to match that intensity? So far, they have not been able to do so, but perhaps it stops or starts for TCU now with Miles making the shot.
Well, Akinjo loses that one out of bounds.
Well, that's the mark of a great player. Defender go with Baylor on either end of the floor.
Cryer, 3 from straight on. Left it short. But then there's the hands of Flagler to get it back, and a Cryer three. Got it that time.
Defensively and come up with a steal and a three.
First, second chance points of the game for Baylor. No response. Very nice feed. Lob too far for Brown. Flagler is too strong with that. Floater. Mike Miles Jr. I tell you what, partner. We point guards with Akinjo and Miles.
Oh yeah, they both. You don't know who's necessarily having the better game, but these guys are blue bloods in the college game. So one has a good play, the other one's going to want to come right back at him as TCU forces the turnover. But not only that, they're doing it in context of their offense. Mark, this is in context of their system. They're not sitting back. Poor closeout by Flagler, no help.
TCU hosting the #1 team in the nation for the first time in 18 years. They've only beaten a #1 team one time in their history. That was beating KU in the Big 12 tournament a few years back. Count that. Air one for Mike Miles.
Mark, you got to let the replay do the talking. A little bit of hardness here. When he spins, watch him sweep his arm there to make sure he gets the bump, hides the ball, and then the finish. Watch the sweep up, boom, takes the hit, and then the finish. Needless to say, this young man, Mike Miles, is extremely...
3 years in a row on this floor to TCU, including when they were #2 in the nation 2 years ago. Farabello.
Or the game itself.
A 12-0 run here for TCU. Farabello found ball, but then on the offside. Flagler ends the drought.
They were going to do it early. So let him have the bucket and come back aggressive on offense.
Miller, offensive board. O'Bannon. Flo Thamba clearing that time. Here comes Akinjo. Catch and shoot, three, Flagler, got it.
Well, that's what Flagler does. He knocks down shots. You saw he gave it up early to Akinjo. When he does that defensively, you've got to find him in transition, that being Flagler, because his thing is catching and making shots, particularly from Akinjo.
Oh, my goodness. Miles from the corner, a chance for a 4-point play.
Boy, this is danger time for Baylor, and the reason is they have a dude in Mike Miles. And when a dude gets hot, Mark, sometimes they're unstoppable. Sometimes you can't put out the fire. I thought it was the right call. Coach Dixon came over, asked us, was it legit?
And the C's partners, left-hand layup there.
That one by Akinjo, and then, of course, by Mayer. You've got to contest them at that end of the floor. Speaking of contest, he's on fire.
From holding his wrist.
Yeah, shooting wrist as well.
Yes. And Jerry Pollard, the official, some great officiating from one of the great officials. Yeah, nobody's come to the table.
Nope.
But he gave a look as they came down the floor, and I think he thought there was going to be a sub coming in. But there has not been a dead ball. He drives, missed the shot, and then Court, the second opportunity was not there as well. Good ball movement. Cryer got it.
And has not injured himself to the point where his day is.
One time beat the #1 team of the nation. That was in the Big 12 tournament a couple of years ago when they upset #1 Kansas. Akinjo gets it back from Flagler. 5 to shoot. Floats it up. Oh, wow. The degree of difficulty on that.
Down the stretch.
Already seen some upsets in the Big 12 today. Earlier, number 14 Texas fell to Oklahoma State, 64-51. Kansas loses at Texas Tech. Baylor continues
off the dribble, but he can catch and shoot as well as anyone in this conference.
Miles tried to split the defenders, but Brown with the quick hands creates the steal. Taking it the other way, the Euro step, floats it up and scores. Time
shot clock.
Peavy comes down with it, shoots a 3. Brown the run out for Baylor. Catch and shoot 3. Got it. Guess who? Flagler, who now has 13.
Yeah, one of their best shooters what he does.
Miles too strong with the three. Offensive rebound. Lampkin. Bounce pass. Ball is stuffed. And there's the first points for TCU.
Because Micah Peavy has done a great job shutting him down defensively.
Dombo can't handle that hot pass. It's a turnover. And then Cryer coming the other way. Bumps Peavy.
On live TV, if you will, or on live stream, I should say.
Big shot. Wide open too many times. They have left Flagler wide open.
Pass that Brown made from the interior was what created the easy look for Flagler.
Flagler, there wasn't a ton of room, but there was certainly enough. He's made the last 9 field goals for Baylor. Open three, O'Bannon.
You get big benefit because you don't know how much the injury is hurting him. You just know that he can score the ball.
Akinjo can certainly score the ball.
But TCU is in the bonus. I expect them to continue to drive and force these bigs to guard guards.
Cryer finds a lane and lays it in with the left hand.
Well, the question is, does TCU have one last push? This Baylor team is incredibly good, particularly at the guard spot.
Well, there's the first
team back in this game.
Peavy just picked up his 4th foul. He departs the game, so that's big for TCU. He's been a great defensive and offensive contributor here in the second half, but saddled with 4 fouls and on the bench. Miles trying to pick up where he was left off in the first half. Maybe we're seeing Mike with the travel called and wiped it away. Akinjo. Left side three. And now Cryer.
I say going home, taking it all the way down the stretch, heavily relying on these guards to get it done for them on the offensive end.
Lead back up to 9. Miles goes down hard. Baugh. Meyer went for the steal. Baugh going for the drive, tried to adjust in midair, had it knocked out of bounds by Chamwa Chachua.
And you only got 4 seconds on the clock. You've got Flagler too often on the offensive end.
Been a relatively quiet day for Meyer with 5 points, but great defense there with the hands.
Shots. Akinjo has done a great job of that all night long, or all day long, I should say.
There he goes on the drive and lays it in. O'Bannon and Baugh each have 10 for the Frogs. Miles, he and Akinjo giving us a little bit more of the drama we saw in the first half. O'Bannon 3 off the front rim. Offensive rebound. Miller back up. Could not get it to fall. Came in at 10-1, and TCU winners of 7 in a row. Of course, Baylor 14-0. 20 in a row going back to last season in the national title. Kendall Brown finishing that off with the Frogs. TCU's going to fall to 10-2. They'll see their 7-game winning streak in. They'll drop their conference opener. And Baylor's going to improve to 15-0 this year. 21 straight wins dating back to last year. Flagler rounded out on the 3. And Baylor will improve to 3-0 to start conference play. Miles. And Jamie Dixon calls off the Frogs. Number 1 Baylor. What looks like 12-point win, Lance, is not going to be indicative of the scare that Scott Drew's team got here for a lot of today.
Oh no, these guys were on the ropes, but hats off to Baylor dealing with the pressure.